Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. Okay, guys, so listen, I haven't been able to be on that much in a while, but there's been a lot going on in the world of teen mom, reality TV, and now I guess you could say podcast because Janelle Evans is launching her new podcast, the MILF Mindset. Okay, and she immediately started coming for Kale, which I mean, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Okay. She's launching this podcast. It's called The MILF Mindset. She's getting a ton of backlash over starting another project that people don't feel like she's going to finish. She's also getting a lot of backlash over the name. I have some words, in regards to the name. Also, later today, I'm going to be going, or later tonight, I'm going to go live on I'm gonna go live on X because I'm gonna tell you guys my son broke his arm. We were in the hospital all night, so I'll tell you guys all about that. Before I get into today's live, once again, I gotta give a huge shout out to Rose Forever. You guys know I love partnering with Rose Forever because they are a company that I really do enjoy their products. So really quickly, here is my most recent one, and this is the very beautiful blue. You can take the top off. Look how stinking beautiful that is. Literally, they're real roses. They are preserved with a special oil that preserves them to look the same. I mean, I have some now that's probably Janie, Bree, what would you guys say? Is any of my other mods in here? I bet I have some that now are over 2 years old. Also, this is the jewelry box one, so you can put your jewelry. I say jewelry, really weird. They are having a Valentine's Day special. Also, that is also from Rose Forever. So I have several of their arrangements. I even have one of their candles, which I've already burned through it because I love their candles. I love their candles also. But really quickly, perfect Valentine's Day gift. And I mean that like with everything. If you have somebody that loves candles, that loves flowers, do not spend your money at a florist shops, $100 on something they're going to throw away in a week. Please consider shopping at Rose Forever. They were a very small company that started in 2019, and they are blowing up, obviously, because their arrangements are just so beautiful. But yeah, started out in New York or based out in New York. That's where they started, and you can design these for your home, for your office. So they have the heart shaped box. They have the circular one. You can change the colors on these. So, such a wide variety to choose from. Like I said, they also have candles. Here's Valentine's Day roses. I don't know which ones they're going to have for here. I have this one too. And yeah, I actually do have this one, but it's in a red. So, right now they're running their Valentine's Day sale. And like I said, if you're ever going to buy for them, catch them on a sale because you can use my code LBVDay20 for $20 off your order. And they'll have their stuff on sale due to, like right now, 106. And like I said, you can spend $100 at a flower shop, and in a week, you're going to throw away what you purchased. So your money down the drain. Or you can spend your money on something like this and it'll last. Like I said, I have some that's probably close to 2 years, if not 2 years old. I'll need to bring more out to my office to show you guys, but here's their candles. Love their candles. I have the one on the left, I think, and just love it. So shout out to Rose Forever. I love partnering with this company, but because this is a company that I really, really, really do love. So yeah, the link is in my description box. You guys also, Bree just put it, roseforever.com. Also, make sure you use the right code. I had somebody comment the other day, and they were trying to use one of my older codes. And right now for the Valentine's Day sale, you got to use code ELLEBVDAY20, and that'll get you $20 off your order. And like I said, they're running a sale right now, so you guys, you want to check them out, okay? All right, so let's get into you guys because it's been some drama. It's been some drama going on between Janelle and Kail. I mean, Janelle's always got drama going on, okay? If it's not with media outlets, if it's not with Kinley or David or me, or she's always got something going on, right? Well, let's get into it because she posted back in January. Oh, shout out to my hubby for making my new sign to you guys. Hold on, let me show you guys something. My hubby, this is his our 3D printing company that my husband started. Let me see. I don't know how to work this, so bear with me. And he does have these for sale. So if you want one, you can DM him or me. You can email me, email him. Um, I don't know how. I don't even know how to. It's got hundreds of like modes you can do. Let me see. He did. He made this. Yes, he made this with our 3D printer, and yeah, it took a couple days probably. So I'm gonna message y'all on front. They're super cool. So yeah, just you can DM me. My email is in the description box as well. So if you guys want one, just shoot me an email and I can relay that to him. Okay, guys. So this all like kind of started early January. This was when the whole like Janelle's accomplishments, that whole thing started popping up about how Janelle, whatever. Janelle, listen, I'm just gonna say this. Janelle feels like she's accomplished. And honestly, I don't want to take that away from her. If she feels that way, like, okay then. Now the public, because she has her like scuba diving certificate, her captain's license, she feels accomplished and good job for her. Good job for her for feeling accomplished. But a while back, she was talking about how accomplished she was. There was this whole drama around it. And then she started getting called out. People's like, how accomplished are you really? And she made this whole little list about how accomplished she was. She's like, oh, I got a YouTube channel. I got, where I put documentaries up and I'm about to start a podcast or I've had right here. Somebody's quoting her. I have a TV show, podcast, YouTube series coming out soon. Janelle, the past 15 years without anything ever coming out or being a success. So they were kind of quoting her on her being so successful. And as you can see there, before she got wrapped up in the podcast and all that, me and her were kind of going back and forth a little bit because she says, why be so invested in a stranger's life you don't know, idiot? That's because that her and David had court, and I reported on what happened at court and the fact that she was late. And she didn't like that. And then she asked me, why am I so invested in her life? And I don't know her. And she called me an idiot. And to that, I say, why is she so invested in Kinley's life? Janelle posted about Kinley so much is kind of strange. Because I'm like, Janelle, you were on TV for like 10 plus years. You put your whole life on social media. We're invested, right? But Kinley's not like a D-list celebrity. Kinley's not somebody that was on reality TV. Kinley is just your ex-husband's now ex-girlfriend, but you consistently post about her. So if I'm an idiot because I talk about you, somebody who has put their life on TV to entertain us for like 10 plus years and continues to put their life on the internet to entertain us, what does that make you for constantly talking about your ex-husband's ex-girlfriend? Boo Boo the Fool, in my opinion, but let's continue. Okay, so as you guys can see here, she posted saying, laughing all the way to the bank. All that editing was all done by myself. If this is not contradictory right here, all that editing was done, all that editing was all done by myself. And then right below that, she says, I have a huge team behind me with this podcast. Just wait, another hobby of mine, I'm turning into a passion like I do with everything else in my life. So I'm like, what does the team do? Because clearly you're doing all the editing by yourself. So what does your team do? I don't know, but surely they're doing something, right? Because honestly, if you have a team and you're not paying them to edit, question what you're paying them for because, people will cling to people like Janelle for money. I've seen it a million times. We've seen people, and even Barbara said back when Janelle first got with David, when Barbara was being introduced to David, that was something that Barbara said. Like Janelle's very generous with her money. And I do think she is when it comes to men and people that she likes. Certain friends, she will spoil. Men, she will spoil. And possibly her kids at this point. I mean, that, maybe. But so yeah, be careful, Janelle. If you're not paying people to edit for you, just, take note that they're not doing anything shady. All right. So then she says, we're going to skip what we were talking about, but it says, but move over, Kail. My podcast and network is next. So she's not even saying she's coming out with just a podcast, but a network. Not just a podcast, but a whole network. Okay, Janelle. Then she says, Kail has to mention me and Bree at some point in her live shows because how else would she get views? Well, first off, she never mentions y'all. She rarely mentions you guys, and she still gets views. But that was actually Matt Matthews' show. And listen, he too is going to get the views, mentioning you or not, but whatever. All right. Then she says, my podcast shoot is already done. Been ready for this. And then she says, responding to the person that says, I have a TV show, podcast, YouTube series coming out soon. Janelle, the past 15 years without anything ever coming out or being a success. So above that, she answered, and without anything being a success, girl, I have like 5 different streams of revenue. Ask me how to be successful without boasting about it. And she does. She has, her Facebook where she's making money, her TikTok where she's making money, her OF where she's making money. So she's making some money. I mean, the court record show she was pulling in close to like 20 G's a month. However, that was when she was still on Teen Mom, and a chunk of that was from the show. So, but I mean, based on the fact that she rents a house to film her OF content, the way that she's spending money on social media, it seems like she is making a pretty penny. So she is definitely taking advantage of the fact that she can make money on social media, which I don't blame anybody for that. I don't blame anybody for that. All right. Then she says, I also remember okay, I think I got to read up. My podcast shoot is already done. Been ready for this. Hey, Kail, remember that time you came out with your crap list on TikTok? Yeah, my mom was going through a stroke. That time was very hard for my family. You're a cold-hearted bitch, and I never liked you. What's crazy is it was just a betrayal list. Like, it was just a betrayal list. And Janelle was just one of the many things on the list. But clearly that struck a nerve with Janelle. I don't think it's cold-hearted because Kail didn't know, in my opinion. Kail, I don't think Kail knew that her mom was going through a stroke. But we also have to remember, Barb did say on a live that they should go on a live, Kail. You guys remember that? Listen, I like Barb. But she did say on a live, and I talked about this, and I said she was wrong for this. I said that was crazy. She was on a live. She was like, we should all go kill Kail or something like that. So, I don't really know if Kail would care anyways to list you as someone on her betrayal list when your mom's going through a stroke. I don't know if she would care. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. Anyways, above that, it says, I also remember during that time, it was Kail, Farrah, and my sister clout chasing and attacking me online. For what reason? Still have no idea. But it took everything in my will not to respond. Now all F's are out the window. 2026, here I come. I can remember what was going on when your mom had a stroke. And as someone that was getting behind the scenes, I'm not going to call it tea because it was actually, it's honestly what I was being told behind the scenes was devastating about what was going on as your mom was literally recovering from a stroke, all the chaos that you are causing. So I can't blame. And I know people say that, Janelle's sister Ashley, like she's crazy, whatever. But from what I was being told that was going on between all of them, it was wild. And I can't blame your mom, Jace, Ashley, anybody for getting upset with you during that time. All right. Then somebody said, when can we, the public, expect you to launch your podcast? As a fan of yours, I'll definitely subscribe and tune in. And she said, I would say within the next 2 weeks, everything is being strategically planned. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay. Remember that everything is being strategically planned. Okay. And then below that, somebody says, I thought it was already recorded and done. She said, you think a podcast is just one episode? And then below that, somebody said something. She said, I'll save it for the podcast. All right. Then she says, right down here, says, found this gym on Twitter. And she added someone. And then that is the message from Lindsay Chrisley, Kail Lowry's Coffee Combos co-host, where Lindsay reached out to her like years ago. I was like, Merry Christmas to you and your beautiful kids. I've watched your journey from the beginning and how far you've come. You're beautiful. Lindsay girl, were you drunk when you sent that? Anyways, I'm gonna send you my cell because I hate this messenger. And she sends a number. Janelle redacts some of it. We should get together. Janelle sends her number and says like, "Oh, thank you, blah 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 blah." Samantha, oh, you love. Oh, thank you. I'll say you want to Kail's podcast. Congrats. Are you able to share more about how that went? I can't share too much, but I am gonna go live on TikTok after this to talk a little bit about it. So, can you go to TikTok? Do you have a TikTok? You guys join me on TikTok and I'll talk a little bit more about my experience. I can't share like anything that we talked about, but there are some things that I will be able to talk about. And I will do that next. I'm gonna give like a whole catch up of like what my life has been like for the past like 2 weeks. It's been chaotic. Okay, so this basically was, you guys know, Janelle the other day was like, Lindsay wanted a podcast with me first. Lindsay Chrisley came to me. And everybody's like, yeah, right, girl. Nobody believes you. Well, then she posted that she had Lindsay's number in her phone. And everybody was like, just because you have Lindsay's number in your phone doesn't mean she wanted to do a podcast with you. Then she posted this. And still, it just says we should get together. It doesn't say I'm thinking about a podcast. It just says we should get together. And like, and even Kail said, even if Lindsay was going to her to do a podcast, like, what does she care? What does she care? I think she even said, like, maybe I have Janelle to thank because Janelle passed her up and now they have a very successful podcast. So, you know, yes, Colby, I went on Kail's podcast. I'm going to be doing some more traveling in the next couple of weeks for more things that I can't share right now, but you guys will know later on. But yeah, so that's exciting. And I'll talk more about that later. And yeah, thank you so much, Samantha, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Is there any way for me to get notified? I will post on my FB. Go follow me on FB because I post there like 5 minutes before I go live. Thank you, Benita. I'll probably put that video up here too, but it won't be live. It'll be like it'll be afterwards. So you can see it while I'm live on TikTok, and then I'll download it and put it up here if you can't make it. But I will post about 5 minutes before I go live on my Facebook page. So if you follow me on Facebook and you got your notification set there, hopefully you get the notification. Yeah, but Kail basically said about this. Kail basically said if Lindsay reached out to her for them to start a podcast, she's like, that's fine. Like, I don't care. Like, good for you. And thank you for passing it up because now I have one with her and it's successful. So, like, all right. So, above that, Janelle says, I should go on the Chrisley's podcast, then invite Hobby on my podcast. So many options. But I'm like, I do, Lulu. I just haven't because with all the traveling and everything that's going on, I just haven't. But yes, I do, Lulu. Excuse me. Because I left on the 3rd. So I flew out on the 3rd and I filmed on the 4th and then I flew back home on the 5th and I did a little work on the 6th and then we had basketball Saturday and then I had to go see a family member. No, Saturday, what else? We had something Saturday. Like I was busy all day Saturday, all day Sunday. And then I was planning to get caught up again yesterday, but then my son broke his arm. So, that is okay. I'll upload it here. So, my opinion about Janelle saying she should go on the Chrisley's podcast, I have a feeling like Lindsay and Kail would really care. As far as Hobby coming on her podcast, that's messy. I mean, like, because that's Hobby, that's her, that's, Lincoln's dad, and that's coming in drama, whatever. But I don't know. I feel like Hobby probably wouldn't do it. I don't feel like Hobby would go on her podcast. I don't know. I don't think so, but I just feel like he wouldn't. Even though they're having like problems, I feel like he still would not want to do that. Thank you, Lace. I'm definitely not as scared to fly anymore. I think I'm good with flying. Not gonna say that when we took off and when we landed, I wasn't like, but I'm good with flying now. He is okay. He is okay. So he broke his arm. Like he broke one bone completely in two, and the other one almost. Picture right here of his X-ray. Hold on. So this is his X-ray, and I have all this locked out. But this was the bone that he broke into. That's his radius, and it broke completely in two. And this is his ulna, I think that's what's called, and it was almost completely in two. It was just hanging on by a thread right there. Um, I could see Chris going on Janelle's podcast. I could too. I could see Chris going on his podcast too. So yeah, he came out of surgery. Uh, Um, he had two metal plates put in his arm, and then we got home at like I don't know, like maybe noon today. I'm starting to forget everything, but it happened at school football, and they called. We ran up there, said he was hurt. We ran up there, took him to the hospital. We live in a very small town, so that hospital couldn't do anything. They're like, yeah, we can't do nothing. So we went by ambulance to the city to a bigger hospital, and they were like, they took more X-rays, but then the doctor, like once he looked at him, he was like, oh, he needs surgery now. So he went in and had surgery, and I don't remember like all the time is all running together, but I know at like 12:45 I ordered him Uber to eat because he had not eaten since lunch at school at like 10:30 that morning. He was so hungry. Um, but anyways, so Janelle finally announces, or she posts some like, this like cover art for her podcast. She like, oh, let's do this. So then we see like, okay, here it is. Here's her little. Well, she did post a video showing like the whole setup, which I thought was cute. Janelle's setup for her podcast is cute. I think it's cute. And then 5 days ago, she says today's discussion will be at MILF Mindset Pod. So she named her podcast MILF Mindset, which I thought, in my opinion, I know she's on OF, which do your thing, whatever. I would never do OF, but that's her, whatever. But I'm like, everything that you do does not have to be sexualized. You have your OF, okay? Be sexual over there. But like a podcast, and two, it doesn't tell me what it's going to be about either. Like if I see a podcast, if I'm looking like, oh, I want to find a new podcast to listen to, and I see MILF Mindset, I'm going to be like, is this like a bunch of like hot women talking about what life is like to be a MILF? I don't know. I'm not gonna. It's not gonna make sense to me. Like it's not gonna give me any. Sorry, I got something in my eye. It's not gonna give me any idea as to what the podcast is about. Um, and yes, it is just further embarrassing her children. I agree because like you're already on OF, you're already posting like backside pictures of you half naked on the internet, well naked on the internet, and now you have this podcast, which could be this podcast could be her way of like getting away from that industry, the adult, the sex industry, the adult entertainment industry. Like it could be her way to get it if she really took it serious, if she really tried to get on good guests, like people that we want to hear from. This could be her way to move away from that. I mean, look what Kail built with her podcast. So it could be her way to start making enough money to where she doesn't need the OF anymore. Because I'm telling you guys, I was told several times that, okay, Kaiser knows about the OF. Obviously, Jace, Marissa, I was told several times that Jace and Marissa were bullied at school over Janelle having an OF and David, because David had one too at one point. And when someone talked to Janelle about it, when they said, like, the kids are getting like made fun of, she said, no, they're not. They're lying. Why would they lie about that? Whatever. She told this person, no, they're not. They're lying. So my thing is like, this is your kid. I'm sure this is one of the reasons like Jace has such an issue with you. He doesn't want to see his mom's butt on the internet, but whatever. So this could have been your opportunity to get away from that. If it did really good, then you could have shut the OF down and you could just move forward with your podcast. But now it's sexualized. Like now your podcast is the MILF mindset. And what is a MILF? A mom I'd like to do the deed with, which I saw all kind of people commenting like, mom, I'd like to fight. There's all kind of things people were coming up with rather than MILF. But anyway, she named it the MILF Mindset. However, I also did see that there's already a podcast called the MILF Mindset. So she may not be able to go with that name. I don't know. We'll see where that goes. But I did see that there's already a podcast named that. All right. Then people were picking at her for like her logo, and she said that's not my full logo for my podcast, everyone. Maybe next week I'll drop it. All right. Oh, sorry. Let me stop that. Let me back it up. Okay, keep talking about my podcast. You guys are just motivating my team even more. Keep up the momentum. Like, who is your team? I don't know. King Popcorn said all of this free advertising definitely doesn't hurt. And she was like, I love it. Like, okay, all right. And listen, I think Janelle's podcast might do okay because people's going to tune in to listen that hate her, that dislike her, to want to see the train wreck, to want to hear how horrible it is. All right, then yesterday she says, are you ready for this journey with me at MILF Mindset Podcast, Podgo Services? And she put her little art on there, and I'm going to comment on it in just a second. Another little photo. What topics do you want to hear about? And I think these are cute pictures, like just quick look. Oh, cute, cute little outfit, cute boots, whatever. But then I'm like, basically, what happened here is you can tell that Janelle was, I think, that she took pictures in front of like a green screen, maybe, and then she was photoshopped onto like a pink floor with a pink background because the way her butt is like completely like her butt is literally just boom shot like cut. You know what I'm saying? It's really weird. Also, I ain't even gonna lie, I was really confused about that phone receiver. I don't know what the hell was going on there. I thought, okay, she used Chat GPT for this. She used Chat GPT to make her podcast photo cover, which whatever. Listen. If I were to have a podcast, I'd probably use ChatGPT to make mine. But I don't have the money that Janelle Evans has. I don't have the team that Janelle Evans has. But you know what I would do? I would look at those pictures like really good to make sure they were a decent photo and it didn't look like my phone was a melting vagina. You know what I'm saying? Or a melting dildo, whatever. Because when I first saw that, I was like, is that a vagina? I'm not sure. And then I was like, I mean, don't it look like kind of like a hairy vagina? Like the little bush kind of poking up from underneath. Y'all see, do y'all see what I'm talking about? Anyways, then I was like, maybe it's a hot dog. But I was like, maybe it's a banana split. I don't know, but it definitely looks weird. Um, then people told me it was one of those mouth phones, like the Bratz mouth phones, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Why they got a bush inside? I'm not sure." Also, Janelle commented on this and said like that, like the photo was legit. She was like, "No, this is like a real photo." But I'm like, if the photo is legit, why do your nails look like? I have not seen you with those nails on at all. However, say you have had the long gold nails, you don't have a long gold nail on your pointer finger. This really looks like some Chat GPT stuff because your thumbnail is like really long and kind of bent looking. Your pointer nail doesn't even look like it has a gold nail on it. Um, yeah, I don't know. The nails look a little. It looks. I don't know. It looks like Chat GPT to me, but maybe I'm wrong. And then let's look at our bottom right here. You're welcome, laced and chains. Huh? So y'all see her bottom? Like it's weird looking. Like it looks like somebody cut it. Like cut. I don't know. Like clearly she was sitting on something else, and her photographer had to wanted her to be, in a pink background, sitting on a pink wall. I don't know. And so they had to Photoshop her into this pink setting, which just it makes her butt look just cut off or something really strange. You're welcome, Benita. I'm gonna try to, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say what I'm thinking, and I literally was like, "Is that a vagina? What's going on here?" So, yeah, I think the photos could be cute, honestly, like just looking like quickly, like not at like all the weird stuff. However, the bubble lettering was really weird because people that did not know what her podcast name was couldn't really make it out. Like people had a hard time making out what that said, especially like the part where it says mindset. People were asking like, what does that say? So the bubble lettering kind of hard to make it out what it says, but so anyways, she puts out her wall art. I think it's cute outside of those things, whatever. And my thing is like, okay, you have a team. You have a team, right? Why did they not look over that really good? To make sure, like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Why did they look over really good? Whatever. Okay. So, after Janelle like launched her podcast and told everybody what the name of it was, Kail Lowry did this. Let me see if I can find it. guys will be able to hear it. No, I gotta do it this way. Oh, I'm doing it wrong. Sorry, guys. See, I can't even think. Video file. Is it this one? I think it's this
Everyone, Janelle has announced her new podcast called The MILF Mindset, and I love helping the less fortunate. So if you guys could go give her a follow on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast.
She said she likes helping the less fortunate. And I was like, okay, girl. But to me, that shows that, like, listen, Kail's not concerned. Kail's not concerned about Janelle, like, coming for her podcast or taking, you know what I'm saying? Like, Kail's like, go follow her. I don't care. She's like, go follow, I don't care. Go follow her. And I really don't think, I don't know. It's a possibility that maybe Janelle will have people on there that's like worth listening to. But when you compare, let me see. Okay. Like, this was Janelle's last podcast. Okay.
Okay,
Welcome
so
to the Janelle Show.
welcome to the Janelle Evans podcast, episode 2.
That looks like the type of camera I use. Like, I mean, honestly, my camera might be better than that. It's kind of blurry. I mean, they're in bed, which I get the thing that she was going for. I mean, honestly, Brian Ensign, sometimes when he's traveling, his videos are literally him like sitting on the bed. So some people it can work for, whatever. I think she was just really trying to go for this, like, chill, hanging out in my bed, like shooting the poop, whatever. But people, no, it didn't land the way people thought that it was land. And gonna land, and too, like, the camera was clearly
I
like,
have my
it's a little bit blurry, but what else? What else? What else? Now, if you flip over and you go see Kail's stuff, let's look at some of Kail's stuff. I mean, honestly, I'm a little scared at how clear that camera is. I was like, oh God, like, at least my camera like covers up my blemishes a little bit, and like I think Kail's camera doesn't. So we're gonna see. But I mean,
Wow. I think I would just want them to keep going.
Give yourself
Give
some
yourselves grace. I mean, I have been in the literal trenches through the years. There's days where
so I hope, comparing Barely Famous to Janelle's last podcast, the last podcast was a little bit, the camera was a little blurry, and the audio wasn't that great, and her co-host was but we'll see. I'm curious to know who she's gonna have on for a cast member. Also, I decided to do a little dig in. Let's go over this, okay? Kail Lowry's podcast, Coffee Combos, it launched in 2017. It is ongoing. The network is Podcast One. As far as performance-wise, it consistently charts in Apple Podcast top 50 to top 100, often in society and culture. Estimated hundreds of thousands of downloads per episode based on chart placement and industry average. Long-running and advertiser-supported. Barely Famous, launched 2022. Ongoing. Performance-wise, frequently charts the Apple Top 100 overall. Strong placement in society and culture category. Strong YouTube viewerships for video episodes. Estimated 100K to 300K plus downloads per episode. Karma and Chaos, formerly Baby Mama No Drama with V, launched 2020. Baby Mama No Drama, rebranded 2024. It's ongoing. Performances frequently charted in Apple Top 50 in lifestyle, society, and culture. Strong, consistent fan base, estimated at 100K plus downloads per episode. Awards, it won the Webby Award for People's Voice Winner Lifestyle Podcast in 2023. 2024 Webby Awards, People's Voice Winner Best Lifestyle Podcast. The Webby Awards, a major digital media awards organization, and the People's Voice category is voted on by the public. So that tells you something there. Overall, Kail's podcast brand, multiple long-running podcasts, simultaneously charting shows, two-time Webby People's Voice winner. Also, Barely Famous won an award, but I can't remember what it was called because I've looked this up before. established podcast production presence, and she has her own production company at this point. Consistent sponsorship and advertiser supported. Janelle Evans podcast. So the Janelle Evans show launched. It says 2024, but I think it was actually 2023. Y'all know ChatGPT be getting it wrong sometimes. Status: inconsistent release schedule, no longer ongoing. Performance: briefly charted at launch and lower Apple rankings. Did not maintain top 100 placement. Limited episode output. Awards: no awards. Then the Girl Crap podcast launched in 2023, but I think that was before that. I could have the dates wrong. I don't know. Ended. Performance: did not chart. It says short-lived, but I don't think they even had one episode. No awards. So, yeah, fact-based comparison. Kail Lowry, multiple long-running podcasts, Copy Combo since 2017. Strong chart presence across platforms. 2-time Webby People's Voice winner. Established podcast brand. Janelle Evans, short-lived or inconsistent podcast projects. Limited chart presence. No verified nominations or award wins. So, I mean, right now, what she's up against, you know what I'm saying? Like, what she's up against, I mean, but listen, do your thing, Janelle. Like, I'm curious about who you're going to have on your podcast. Like, because one thing, though, is Janelle made a post saying, like, oh, why would Kail Lowry have a Teen Mom hater page on her podcast? And I was like, well, for one, I'm not a Teen Mom hater page. But for two, even if I was, that shows that you're like able to face your critics. So I'm like, if you can't face your critics, then like, who are you going to have on? Are you going to have people on that just like you and agree with you and never, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to support everything that you do? Or are you going to have somebody on that's called you out before? But yeah, I was like, girl, I'm not a hater. Like, there's plenty of the teen moms that like I talk positively about. But it probably seems like I'm a hater in regards to you, Janelle, because your life is just full of bad decisions, horrible men, abuse allegations, CPS intervening, taking your kids, custody battles, 911 calls. Like, so yeah, for you, you probably think I am a hater, but I'm not a hater. I'm just somebody that reports on reality TV, teen mom. And because you always have so much drama going on and it's stuff that I don't agree with, yeah, I seem like a hater, but I'm not a hater. But yeah, Janelle, she it seems that she's probably not going to be having any T pages on unless they're T pages that she feels reports her in a positive light. But yeah, I'm waiting for it to come out. I'm here for it to come out. I'm definitely going to be listening. I'll be giving you guys recaps. So if you guys, want to know what it's about, but you don't want to watch, you can just, when it comes out, I'll take my little notes and I'll do a little video and we'll talk about, what she talked about, who her guests were and how it all went. So make sure you follow me here, also on my other platforms, because I'll be putting little videos out everywhere. But yeah, Kail Lowry doesn't seem to be concerned because Janelle invite Elle on. I would go. I mean, she's going to have to give me some time because financially, I mean, I just went to Philadelphia. I'm going to be doing some more traveling and I got a lot going on in the future in the next few months. But if she wants to pay for my travel, I mean, I'll definitely come. If she don't, and she wants me to pay for it, she's going to have to give me a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? To save up the money to go. But I would absolutely go, 100%. I don't think she would want me to go, but I would go. Anyways, you guys, I got a lot of catching up to do, but it is 9 o'clock. I'm going to go live over on TikTok for probably about 30 minutes or so. Just tell you guys how my life's been going for the past few weeks. It's been hectic. But yeah, so make sure you follow me over there. I'll probably upload that live over here too if you guys can't catch it. But I doubt she will. She's scared of the truth. I think so. So yeah. Have a great night, everyone. Make sure you subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Also, come back and hype me up if you guys can. Like I said, YouTube is just really going downhill with like not promoting people. I've seen several creators complaining about not being promoted, like the pay going down. So if you guys don't mind, hype me up if you think about it. Even if you, don't, like, I put up a video, if you guys don't want to watch it, maybe go like play it for like 30 seconds, give it a thumbs up or something, just to help you girl out. Will we have to pay to listen to your episode? No, I don't think so. No, it's gonna be no, not to listen to it. It'll be free on like Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen. Now, I think if you want to watch it, I think the actual video will be on Patreon, I think. But to listen, no, that'll be free. And once it comes out, I'll give you guys all the behind the scenes. My algorithm has been horrible on YouTube lately. I'm telling you, I don't know what YouTube's doing. I don't know what they're doing. But anyways, I love you guys. I'm going to hop right on over to TikTok, like 5 minutes or so. So keep your eye out over there. And I'll see you guys over there shortly. Bye, guys.